With more on what's going on in campaign 2016, we're joined by Washington Post political columnist Philip Bump. Philip, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Mr. Trump seems to have trouble getting beyond these accusations, in part because they keep coming, but also, secondly, he keeps talking about them.
Yeah, I mean, one of the things we've seen over the course of his campaign is that Donald Trump likes a couple things. He likes positive feedback from his crowds, and he likes to talk about what he likes to talk about, right? I mean, literally yesterday we saw him rip apart a teleprompter, which I think is the best metaphor for 2016 we've had so far. But, you know, yes, he keeps talking about it, and I just, you know that all of his campaign, the staff, are just cringing every time he brings it up, but then he brings it up and it starts a new news cycle. And the one thing we've seen is a lot of this started from him talking about the issue at the debate. I'm sure it doesn't help for people who may still be out there and thinking about coming forward.
You also have these hacked emails that WikiLeaks claims come from the Clinton campaign. With that release and with what Trump's saying, do these solidify people's opinions or do they actually change any minds?
No, it's a great question. And, you know, I mean, it's hard to see. I mean, I think that we have seen in polling that particularly that tape that came out from 2005, that Access Hollywood tape, that certainly did change some people's minds. We've seen that Fox News has a poll that suggests that's the case. The emails thing, though, I think that anytime people hear Clinton and email right now, they just think something negative, right? I think this gets conflated with the email server issue and so on and so forth. I'm not sure that the revelations, such as the ones you just saw, like, you know, lots of people get bad advice from random people, right?
Yes.
And I think that's a lot of what we're seeing is that. I'm not sure this changes a lot.
But with the Access Hollywood tape, I mean, does it actually take a vote from Trump's column and move it into Clinton, or are these more undecided voters who are going to write in a candidate?
Right. No, I would say it is probably more people who may have come out for Trump and who are going to stay home instead. You know, I mean, Trump's problem is he's got this core base of support that he keeps trying to bump upward. Clinton stays above him, and so it seems like his strategy now is in part to try and pull her down a little bit.
Much of the party leadership at the beginning of the week was migrating away from him. By the end of the week, a lot of those people were coming back. Where does his relationship with the Republican Party stand right now?
Well, I mean, the Republican Party's in a really tough spot because they have someone who looks at this point as though he's going to lose, is increasingly having sort of out there rhetoric that he's using for why he's losing or why he may lose. That, you know, this is a candidate who every day there are new allegations against him of sexual assault. But the Republican Party also has a core base of support that really likes Donald Trump. So his relationship is, I think it's safe to say, tense. I think Paul Ryan exemplifies that. And I think that Paul Ryan is trying to get people to focus on the down ballot races. But, you know, Donald Trump stays in the news constantly.
What's the mission at this week's debate?
You know, I think that Donald Trump needs to... The people he needs to appeal to are particularly college-educated whites who normally vote Republican. That's who he needs to reach out to, particularly women. He needs to do something at this debate to demonstrate to them that he is someone who can be president. The main concern people have is whether or not he's qualified to be president, which is based in his temperament. He needs to reassure them. I don't think that happened at the second debate, and the poll numbers reflect that.
And for Clinton?
I mean, honestly, all Clinton needs to do is sit there and not, like, have a massive, you know, scandal, right? I mean, like, you know, she is in the lead. Donald Trump seems to be imploding to some extent. She just needs to stay the course.
Washington Post political columnist Philip Bump. Thanks, Philip.
Of course.
Tomorrow morning on Face the Nation here on CBS, John Dickerson's guests will include Republican vice presidential nominee Mike Pence. And stay with CBS News for coverage of the third and final presidential debate. That's this Wednesday night. Our coverage begins at 9, 8 Central.